takes one moment and one tweet to change your life, whether it be good or bad. It just takes one moment. So he's talking about how giving a gift, sometimes we feel that, um, especially entrepreneurs that are starting or anybody that's starting to create. I know for myself, you always thinking about what's on the other end of it, like what's in it for me. If I do this, what's in it for me? Can I make a living off of this, right? And these are real, all honest questions, real truthful questions. Obviously, you want. Hey everybody, we're back. We're back. Day 4 of self-isolation, social distancing. But as we continue here, I think it couldn't be a better time for us to sit down and really take a pause of what we're doing as far as like for ourselves. And although perspective, I would say in any situation is always important, but you can't but help but to get that anxiety and that fear, especially watching the news. It does build up a lot of anxiety in myself as well. I'm like a little bit uh, anxious when I go around people and stuff like that. But as we try to be smart about it and try to be at home as much as possible, this is a good time for all of us that maybe haven't wanted to read that book, Lynchman, but haven't read it yet. Maybe that book that you've been putting aside that you love to draw, or maybe even color. I love coloring sometimes, right? These self care acts that we've been putting away because we've been so busy. Well, now is probably the time to be able to, not have an excuse. There's no more excuses. There's nothing to do, nowhere to go. Um, People that love to hang out, you really can't hang out much, especially in New York City. So now's the time. But that being said, I'm still reading my book, Lynchpin. I'm trying to finish that as much as possible. But take that back. If you have kids at home, probably don't have much time to yourself. Anyways, but try to make the best of it. So he's talking about really quick in the book on how gifts, and I think I said in my last video, but how you giving your art, your ability, your creativity is a gift you're giving out to the world. And he basically talks about how we've evolved as this virus that is going around has spread because of how much we have evolved. The ease of transport, ease of traveling, all those situations that we're able to go from one side of the world to the other side of the world within hours or days. This didn't exist back in the days, right? This is something that's new because of technology and because of the world we live in now. But as also has its positives in the creativity being able to spread and more eyes, more people to connect with, and make your tribe bigger, which he talks about your tribe, right? It's all about the tribe. And although he says after 150 people in your tribe, it gets kind of unsustainable for you, the art that we're giving can be given to unlimited amount of people. And that is so true. You've seen a lot of individuals that have talents and creativity get recognized around the world because of that one post, that one share, that one comment, and that goes for any art industry, any area of business you're in. It just takes that one post, and I think Gary Vee says it as well. A lot of his posts that it just takes one moment and one tweet to change your life, whether it be good or bad. It just takes one moment. So he's talking about how giving a gift, sometimes we feel that, especially entrepreneurs that are starting or anybody that's starting to create. I know for myself, you always thinking about what's on the other end of it, like what's in it for me. If I do this, what's in it for me? Can I make a living off of this, right? And these are real, all honest questions, real truthful questions. Obviously, you want to be able to make a living out of whatever you're doing. But he says once you start asking that, the art loses is basically significance, right? It's not art anymore. He calls it. Then it becomes a trade. Like you're giving this to get something back. And although trades are good and all, but he says trades do not expand anything or anyone. Trades are just things are traded and that's it, and the connection is lost. So it was a great perspective. I never thought about it that way, right? If you're thinking about what's on the other side for you, you're kind of just trading your art for a specific amount of money or whatever exchange you're trading it for. And that's a good way to look at it, especially all of us that are content creators, entrepreneurs. You're always thinking about what's on the other end of it. And he says there's another way to look at it. Getting rid of that thinking or changing that thinking might give us more content, more art, more, I would say, the thing that we are looking for might come more out of it by us not looking for that thing. And I know it sounds kind of paradox, but these are coming from the law of attraction and all these things that we study and we've learned and we've seen, which are principles where the thing that you focus on, obviously expands, but the things that you want sometimes gives you a different a feeling of lack, and it doesn't really come to fruition. So he also states, something that I've always looked at. Oftentimes we believe, and I've grew up with this mindset, and I grew up around individuals with the same mindset, where we believe that the day you get what you want, then you'll be able to give that what you want to do now, like give. And I would say, okay, we'll compare it to like for example, let's say the day you become a millionaire, then you're gonna be giving to those that are in need or helping those in situations where you want to help now, but you feel like you cannot. I think there's obviously some truth to it, but I think he states it as well. But if you believe in that and you wait for that time and moment, it would never come. He says you have to start taking action now. Excuse me, with giving your gifts and being able to give now, and some of us might not be able to give monetarily to others. You might not be able to maybe give a huge tip to that good waiter, but you can thank that waiter. You can personally thank that waiter. You can find out what they do if they need. Most people have other side gigs, right? What do they do? Can I promote you? Can I help you out? Can I give you a follow? Whatever it may be that they may need. That goes a long way. I've been trying to focus on that and trying to see how can I help others. Sometimes I know especially in social media world, I feel like a lot of individuals just for the numbers, for the fame, for the clouds, we forget to make the connections. And I think connections last a lot longer. And think about, who do you normally buy from, right? I know for me, it's normally the person, wherever I go to, whatever business I go to, the ones that go the extra mile without having to. And he also talks about it in the book. When you're doing things to receive, then it kind of loses its value. And it's the same thing as, you give somebody a gift in order for them to hopefully buy from you. And that kind of loses its whole meaning behind it. You want to be able to give because you want to be able to add more value than you get back. And I think until then, you will have to continue giving. And that's something that I'm learning. So maybe it's time for us to change our perspective of how to give more and letting go of the results and letting go of what am I getting out of it. And that is a total natural state for us to think that way. Like, I'm doing this, but what am I getting out of it? And I'm gonna tell you right now, since I let that method go, I've kind of been able to produce more content, have more creativity, and just be myself. Not worry about how it's gonna be portrayed, or is it gonna be, I would say, accepted or not. Just things that I really want to put out there, I put it out there, and don't expect anything back. And I've gotten great results with that as well. But at the end of the day, I'm doing it just because I feel like I want to do it. It's not predicated on what I'm getting back from that. And that goes for anything: relationships, business, life. Be kind and be generous just because, not because you're expecting something back. So that is something I'm learning every day. And I think in these moments nowadays, these times that we're living in right now, it can be kind of tricky. So want to share this message with you guys now, and yeah, take the time. We have a lot of time in our hands now, so read that book, draw that painting, meditate, call your family. I don't know. These are things that I think are gonna help us in the long run. So maybe what we need right now, it's already here. So I'll see you guys next time.